Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I know it has been a while since you've been able to see one of these videos. Things have been crazy in my personal life. I haven't really been able to record, and then when I was able to record, uh, just personal things getting in the way. But I'm here. We're going to have this out of the. This is the match between Eric Wainwright and Beaconfire. Um, the top 8 match of League 12, and it's kind of a doozy here. Eric is a defensive player, especially on Mono Blue, which he's well known for, and he's really going to need those defenses because this 4-LOM build runs 6 bounties, and it will absolutely go off the second one of these blue characters drops on Eric's side of the board. Pretty good mulligan decisions by both, I see. Definitely don't want the raise in your opening hand because you have absolutely no guarantee that you're going to be able to play it. Probably wants the shields to start. It's going to drop 2 of them on a Kylo, I imagine, if he has his choice. And proceed from there. And it's all going to be, how long does Kylo live? All right, so let's zoom in a little bit. Looks like a tie. What they're saying. Oh, they're just being nice. And that is definitely Beaconfire's win on the battlefield roll-off. Gonna go with the Night Sister Lair. He does have the Dead or Alive, which is key. Critical card to have in your opening hand. Almost pitch everything for it. And it's definitely going to pop out on Kylo. Just being very, very clear for this stream. Most people just shorthand it, but okay. Treasured Lightsaber, pretty good. Just being able to get the card right, gets that race right back. And a focus side here would definitely result in a pacify. But the question is, and there's been much debate in general, with the threat of Mega Blaster Troopers coming down round, normally round 2, but possibly round 1, you kill Grievous or 4-LOM. 4-LOM has more aggressive dice, but Grievous carries the focus and he's a leader for the Mega Blaster. Also, for some decks that do a lot of ping damage like Reylo, it's going to be a lot easier to drop down a 9 health character and just pacify 4-LOM's die rather than the other way around. But either way, there's going to be 2 additional health off of these modular frames to contend with. Takes care of that resource, does not want additional ramp, and doesn't want funny things like polarity or steadfast getting played. One cool card in Eric's deck that he does have one of is a Repulse. So that'll clear 2 dice of different colors. That'll actually come in pretty handy in this match if you can end up drawing it and be in a decent position to play it. And this Dead or Alive, and if it won't take much to get this Mega Blaster down. Maybe a reroll, possibly a delve off of Sentinel Messenger. Luckily, he doesn't have to worry about easy pickings with that double disrupt roll. There isn't any, what do you call it? There isn't any money events in this 4-LOM deck. So he does have to play at least reasonably fair. Let's count Delve as a money event. It's not like he's going to rip a well-connected off the top and be in a good position. He's going to have to earn his money fairly. And he's going to forego that Mega Blaster. Says, I'll pick up my money later. I'll take this punishing one right quick. And it is not a common card, so I'm just going to go ahead and boost that up for you. So it's just a little bit of mini aggression. Its ability is not gonna be super relevant anytime shortly, but It could be the additional push needed, and it is definitely a worthwhile die to have out on the field against droids. If you sequence things correctly, you'll be able to resolve that separate from everything else and just work around easy pickings just that much better. I think we're going to see one of these modular frames get thrown away for a reroll. And now's about the time for Eric to start thinking about Kylo's power action. Gonna have to do it. Or oh yeah, hey, oh that's a thing, right? Grievous ability. I'm a dumb. There's a money. There's a damage. You might pacify that damage. I would, for sure. Get it out of there. Don't want to deal with it. And then probably use Yoda's lightsaber to re-roll. Ooh, stopping the money. Very, very temporary. Very temporary. He's not going to be spending any more money this round. I'm going to pick up 2 resources, and Kylo's going to have to roll out at some point. I don't think that Rey power action was quite what the doctor ordered there. He lost the ability to Kylo power action, especially when he takes those $2, can't even pacify his own die. I'm going to call that a minor misplay. Eric really can't afford to be taking extra damage. And Forlom is about to get back up to his normal 12 health with these 2 modular frames, and they're going to be a big old pain. We'll probably see a pass right back. Would make most sense to me. I don't know why you would claim that's a mistake. Should just pass. Finds 2 damage. Might shift over to Grievous. With both of those modular frames down, why try? Punch through Forlom all the way. And if he switches to Grievous, that will unexpectedly help him with this Mega Blaster coming down next round. Might not be able to keep that second Stormtrooper die past the initial rollout. But we'll see what people draw up. Another treasure that looks like a polarity at odds and hidden motive for Eric. 2 more bounties, including the other dead or alive. Very, very critical. And then a delve with a desperate measure to boot just in case Luke's protection makes an appearance. Obviously, it's not in the deck for Luke's protection. But sometimes you just end up having all the cards you need and it works out for you. Ezra's for overwrite. And I have to say, Rey is definitely a tempting target at this point. Even though both bounties are on Kylo. You can punch fast or you can punch hard. Dropping 5 money's worth of upgrades off of Rey and pumping into Kylo later. Not bad. Especially since Wanted is the more critical of the downgrades to be looking at for a one-time benefit. Dead or Alive's going to just pay dividends all game. 6 damage in 1 action with 2 to follow and absolutely no control. 4 Beaconfire. He might have to delve this Mega Blaster Trooper just to get the second die out of it. Grievous's isn't exactly the best to roll on its own. There's always a chance that Eric may go back to Forlom if he sees this roll get unimpeded. He might say, you know what, I can punch through, I can do it. I'm going to get him to 10. I only need to do 4 more after that. That's totally doable. Entourage. Entourage. Pretty respectable. More than likely be able to get out the second Entourage with 2 money coming in from Dead or Alive. And he knows Grievous may not be long for this world at all. 6 damage. Six damage. Oh, that's a draw closer, not a polarity. No polarity. Probably ends up taking the shield from Yoda's just to not waste a single point of damage. And it baits in damage onto Kylo away from Rey. But he's gonna have to wait. Wait a minute on it. Gotta wait for damage to be resolved and not in danger of knocking that shield off. Or you can safely reach out and touch someone. Can't realistically take the resource. Doesn't want to roll out Kylo until he absolutely has to because of that Dead or Alive. Eric's kind of in a spot where I think he just wastes the damage. I think you just deal 2 to Grievous, turn off that reroll on that disrupt side, and proceed to hidden motive thereafter. In for a long game, Eric. One damage overkill, I think, is worth the peace of mind. No reason, my estimation, not to do the Grievous reroll unless he's really worried about polarity. But Grievous is dying kind of no matter what, so serve what you have. That is half of one of these characters' health represented right now. Might pacify. To be honest, I'd have chosen the Sentinel Messenger. Choose Sentinel Messenger with the pacify, and 4 damage gets resolved into Kylo. You are able to take that shield with a window and not overkill. Granted, it does have hidden motive to follow, but if the Sentinel Messenger is resolved rather than the range, then, or if the range is resolved, yeah, it's not a great feeling either way. Definitely don't want a hidden motive and have him roll into resource. Might just raid a blanket. He's gonna get his reroll. Take those shields right off. Keep the Kylo die in the pool. It would take a lot of effort to actually drop Kylo this round, so Eric can take as many actions as he needs. Quite get what he wanted here. Still has an action before he has to do anything about this Grievous. Focus the most dangerous side here. Eric is saying, I am going to get 1 damage. I will not overkill. Just reroll everything. Even a special off of Yoda Saber will do it. But wow! I think this is far, depending on how you count the Yoda Saber, this is only 2 short of max round. I'm curious. Is there a super compelling argument not to put Sentinel Messenger to 7? A polarity draw chance. I don't think he's discarded one. Polarity will do it. Steadfast. The other Steadfast would be a pretty good consolation prize, but that's going to force his hand for sure. He's going to spin that one side on Grievous right now. And 6 to follow, probably on Sentinel Messenger. Yeah. Polarity will still kill the Sentinel Messenger. Steadfast, however, will not. This shield gets resolved for effect. I wonder if Beaconfire is thinking about Forsaken here. Gets us 2 money, but all he can profitably turn it into is the Entourage. I don't even think Mega Blaster is that great right now. I'd rather just save the dollar and then be able to delve into a fist later. Not that it's going to be too much of a problem getting money for fist with double Dead or Alive down. That was a pretty unlucky hidden motive from Eric there. What was that? Yeah, he said indirect. Eric's bluffing. And then there should be Fickle Mercenaries to go search up. That'll definitely add some pressure. And I think Mega Blaster Trooper as the reroll. Here comes 3 damage. Eric tired of bluffing. Max is 4 from here. Uses Delve rather than Blaster. Both now. Which I agree with. Not the worst consolation prize. Counterintelligence, but I don't think Forlom is a leader. Nope. Just mousing over everything. Not to give anything away. Double hidden motive. And whatever he can pull off the top with Sentinel Mess, where that untimely demise. Dank Council sitting there. I love that card with a card I hate, Luke's Protection. Bad card. There's definitely moves to be made with this, but there's 12 health to follow. It's one of those tricky situations. Did he play it? Did he not play it? He didn't get any effect out of it. So Eric will let him take it back. All right with it. I'm not going to step in there. No judge call. It's a Forsaken. Probably going to be used on a Treasured. Yep. Always feels good to rip a Forsaken right off the top with Settlement. And there is definitely there's not really profit to be made in taking the sickle here, other than just to mess with it. I think you just say, well, I've got Unforsaken, survive off of that as it comes down to things. This is one dead Sentinel Messenger, and I don't even think it's worth using motive on either of those dice. And with no Pacify in hand, definitely don't see any harm in throwing the other two right in the Forlom to follow. Which will put the absolute top end of the rest of the damage from Eric at 13, I believe. So Forlom will live to see next round. Question is, how healthy is he going to be? That's 2 from each of the dice showing. 1 from a possible Kylo power action or a sheet is applied. I think he should get to sooner rather than later, since the max damage is not going to be available off of the treasured special. No better time than the present to get a shield onto Kylo. And at that point, it is a race to find Steadfast if Eric hits max. Definitely should do it now. Yep. The reroll come out. Probably Dank Council. At odds of no use here. Would feel bad to do it on the Fickle. Go ahead and I may have re-rolled prior to resolving that, just to try to get value out of Reylo special. It pops up. Rey's power action is strictly for keeping Forlom's die offline at the moment. Although if it never ever re-rolls into anything while or it gets resolved for disrupt, then it will turn into a re-roll on his own dice. Eric's looking for anything he can get his hands on. 4 minimum would put him in a really good spot moving into next round. Even 3 starts feeling kind of bad. Doesn't have hand info. He's worried about a fist. He's worried about another Mega Blaster. Even a Senate chamber would cause fits. The secondary concern. Eric also wants to resolve at least 2 dice. Get his Forsaken online. And that'll be 2 dice. Here comes a hidden motive on Rey. Almost guaranteed. Alright, 33%. It hits special. Special's definitely going to make things kind of awkward. I resolved a single field on. You know what? It may be worthwhile just to do it on Rey, because if he uses a punishing one to turn off that die, well then that single Rey shield turned into health for Kylo. I definitely think taking the shield off is the right move. But conversely, there's almost no way Kylo's dying here. I don't think. There was a possibility before. Now what with Forsaken and Rey's power action. Just not seeing it. So I think Rey power action on Forlom's die. And a Forsaken on whatever happens to be available afterward. Splitting up the mixed damage types. Gives Eric the claim, I believe. Although he might just pitch this last bounty and re-roll for no effect. So Eric does have to be somewhat judicious with where this indirect can go. Either target is good here. Got all the money in the world. And here comes an add odds on that 3. Eric electing not to put it on the bottom of the deck. No one's getting decked today. I'm never seeing the card again. Okay, there he goes. And Forsaken on the Fickle. And he'll probably take 1 onto Kylo and then 1 onto Rey off of this Entourage indirect side. Will enable Kylo's power action, Rey's special valuation. Puts Forlom at a virtual 6 health. Opts not to resolve it at all. I don't want to say that's the worst option he could have taken. But it's not the one I would have. Outright pay for this fist. Definitely doesn't want to delve it. Then he can desperate measure Luke's protection. The death mark may actually be somewhat helpful. I have no idea why he's bothering to delve. Every health point matters here. You are not going to need that much money. Kylo's going to roll out, bud. We're going the power action. Kylo's power action, although he just got his opportunity back. Cram enough damage down Beaconfire's throat. Not matter. Be a little tempo conscious here. 1 card in hand. You've already used a Sinister Piece as your best option. The only thing else that I'm worried about is a Forsaken. I don't even know if Beaconfire's used both of them. And I bet you don't have shit for removal. I want to get maximum value. Take a look. Yep, that was both Forsaken gone. Both Forsaken, both hidden. Got him on the ropes. Too. He's got him dead to rights. I don't even know if shields really save him here, but that certainly does not. 5 damage. 2 separate ways of getting at least 1. Definitely think the double modular frame before anything had really happened probably hurt Beaconfire there, and I definitely impacted his round one rolls. I believe he left three of them out, three dice out there, just unresolved for effect. And that's really the wedge that Reylo will drive into. So Reylo will say, "I'm starting with 4 dice, but depending on how things go, this could be 6 dice. It could be 7 dice. You can't do what you need to do. You can't do it fast enough. I'm going to get multiple uses out of my character dice, and you don't get at least equal value out of yours, then Rayla's going to feel ahead there. Here, what's the timer? About oh. Mega Blaster. You can keep Grievous alive. I think Mega Blaster is the way to go. It's direct damage. I'm not sure if Deathmark is worth keeping. You need to find a dead or alive. Although I guess if you're going to start on your battlefield, turns on the Delve. Okay, all right, I see. That's fine. Okay, no disagreement here. I've reached a point where even on Bendus, I think it's almost always better just to give Reylo their battlefield. Whatever they have, it's not as bad as just easily turning on Adapt, Raise Special, Kylo's power actions, everything, one after another. And then I say you just dump the 2 shields that you would get, and you dump them on the character you don't care about. You just chalk them up. Like, oh, these shields are gone. I definitely disagree with that opening action, even with Forsaken it in play. It's telegraphing. It doesn't actually solve a lot of issues for you. And if Kylo rolls Disrupt here, or I'm sorry, Discard here, Rey's got to shoot. That Mega Blaster or that Delve might just get yanked out of your hand where you're on it to. I think the right call here is dimming out onto Rey. Flip Kylo around. Just try to find a money somewhere for that Steadfast in hand. Definitely putting pressure on Beaconfire for removal. Makes sense, because even if you do count both modular frames, there's only 9. There's 9 mitigation cards, and that's also counting Senate Chamber. By doing that, he gets his money right there. He can even swap Rey around over to a shield, get value, or just simply pressure. Pressure is definitely on back the other way. That Steadfast is definitely going to get you. I don't see anything happening. Dollar get taken. At some point, hopefully dodging the Orlom Disrupt. Could throw a kink in the plan. Mega Blaster Disrupt as well. But Reylo generally has no end of actions available to be taken. all their weird stuff costs at least one. Off of resources is a pretty viable strategy if you have them beat on dice prep. Interesting choice. Forlom even with Mega Blaster out. But the Death Mark, I believe that is the one that draws cards. Far more dangerous at a certain point. Simply handing your opponent money. So wanting Forlom not to have the drawn cards plus the additional discard to reroll off of Death Mark itself. I can see where his head's at. Eric just hoping, please, please deal me another damage. Beaconfire, deal me another damage, please. That shield side is all but unresolvable. I think both players are at least reasonably happy with that roll. Definitely going to see the 2 go into Kylo and then a steadfast for 2. Right back at you, buddy. And just like that, it's you blink and you miss it. Like, how did I end up with a character with not much health left? In round 1, he's only got 4 dice. He only played 2 cards. Hidden motive definitely has to occur here. I guess that's viable. Definitely this kind of reroll is the better option here. Holding on to Grievous's one side. That's pretty much the nuts. For effect. Does he want to pitch the at odds? Could get a shield, could get a money. Melee. Pretty good stuff there. You can pick the claim, or you can prevent one shield, but I think he's fine with Forlom picking up a shield. Anybody picking up a shield. Claim it is. I think you just forego resolving that shield. Call you day good here. Answer your question, I don't think you do. I don't think you take it on anybody. You know, you got Delve coming. Pretty salient point there by Eric. How much control are you going to draw in Forlom? Which to me is why I'm just not a fan of that deck. You have so much dedicated deck space. You need the Delves, you need 6 bounties. That's almost a third of your deck just gone right away. Modular Frame is too good in the deck to pass up, so that's a full third. We haven't even touched what you're actually going to do to win, which is your upgrades and ports. Deal damage. I've seen some with Pulse Cannon. Almost all have Double Fist, Double Mega Blaster. I'm not too fond of the Entourage plan, but it is what it is. You're gonna pitch. Oh, that's weird. That was a weird pitch. I would have pitched the Dead or Alive. Don't need a whole lot of them. Eric says, don't even want my value. This other dead or alive come back out, and that's some risky business to do right there, I believe. You're operating, you don't even know what your dice look like. You roll hot trash, pitch that punishing one, and still come up with nothing. And you only get 2 rerolls on those 4-lom dice. You're behind the curve, you're out of control, by which I mean you don't have any control cards in your hand, my man. And any number of combinations of these 4 dice could end up killing 4-lom before he even has a chance. That, however, is not one of them. So Eric may pull that resource back. No, not anymore. I was going to say if that Forsaken was used on something else, he may have pulled the resource back just to get Rey's lightsaber out and get value out of her own die. Planning for the long game. One of those is definitely getting pulled. Unneeded. Got a shield to boot. So the race is on for 4-lom resolvability. One of those is getting blanked. It says you're going to resolve that 4, then I'm going to take a shield, then you're going to roll something out, then I'm going to kill 4-lom. Still get to blank out Grievous's die. Or the Sentinel, case may be. And even a Fost dice fall prey to Rey's power action. It's not without its uses. And this line of play guaranteed the Kylo kill. Or the 4-lom kill. Although I wouldn't make any bets on Kylo surviving. That'll kill him either way. 2 cards coming back up for 4-lom. Best to just kill the guy and make sure he doesn't get that 3rd. Or that 4th. 3 cards. Pretty monstrous stuff here. A bloodbath either way. I will say though, this game does not look great for Eric. Rey sitting there giving him 2 money every round. Gonna get a good filter draw. It looked like he was debating whether or not to put punishing one out on the field. I definitely agree with him not doing it. And I think this modular frame goes on Grievous. I think you roll with Deathmark with those 3 dice that you have left. Try to find a dollar, not because you want to play Fist right now or because Fist is going to be unplayable next round, but simply because you want to have a money left over to resolve. Definitely think Rey's power action should now. Why are you? You've got 2 focus. You only have 2 dice, man. What is going on here? And will you play Forced Jump or Dank Council? I would play the Forced Jump. I think that's where Eric's going to go with it. Don't see why you wouldn't. Much as I love dent count. Gonna try to hard roll a resource for punishing one? You've got fist in hand. You're gonna play fist next round. Just focus. Just focus. Your die gets blanked. Oh no. He might not play fist next round. Looking for his other fist, looks like. You're gonna have to keep that one in hand. Got more than half your deck left. Guess if you think you aren't gonna play it. If you draw a fist, you'll play it. Did get the delve. Punishing one and Fickle Mercenary. Discarding Desperate Measures and one reroll. Gonna get on. So I see all this going. Polarity popping up just a little bit too late for Eric, but he'd sneak out some value from those Ray dice. Dead fast. I'm sure he's never dead. 3 damage, unsinister peaceable. Treasured lightsaber. Just naturally rolling it. Always feels amazing. I don't think he can. I think he's already seen both Forsaken. Play that on charge? I'd play that on charge. That on charge is fine. It's okay. Asking for the take back. Eric is class act. Hitting that Sentinel Messenger. I kind of disagree with. I don't know why he's doing it. Doesn't want that modular frame to count 1 health, not 2. Who knows how the rest of this round goes. Definitely got the possibility of getting 7 damage out of these. Especially with. You only really need 6. Steadfast. This polarity is 100% happening. Gonna get a mighty fine reroll. A third money. There, dice roll money, Zion. Sometimes they get resolved for it. Yeah, maximum damage potential is insane here. From you can try to count it up. Pulls other money at 6, 9, 10, 11, 13. He had a max at 15. The dice that he already owns. Money will bump that up by 1. Comes the sinister piece for sure. Probably. Oh no, not the. Would not have chosen desperate measures there. Definitely would have picked belt. You have what you're winning the game with on the board. Your other fist and Mega Blaster are somewhere in those bottom 9. Getting to the point where you can't just be throwing cards away all willy-nilly. A desperate measure was worth at least 1, if not more, damage. Force jump just not cooperate. Neither is this modified side. Ooh. I think he's got to throw away that steadfast. To find some measure of value out of these dice. Pretty much whiffs. He's got 14 virtual health, assuming that whatever character dies she blanks stays blank. Looks like she's going to use one. Oh, okay. Like that. I didn't even see what Grievous rolled. I was too busy doing math. He is well on his way to getting lethal. I'd say it's worth rolling that Mega Blaster a couple of times. Got 9. If it's going to get through on the first resolution, get through on the second. Worth pitching both of those Fickles in search. And that's the proper way to do it. You don't want to give them any more actions than you have to. I only get 1 shield. Solve the rest of this. You know what? If you want that other shield, you can take it, but I'm going to claim. That was the right call by Eric, even though academic at the other Luke's protection. Is that unique? No. Luke can protect more than one thing at once. He's a powerful guy. This may just be insurmountable. Gotta get through 15 health before taking 1. Well, 2, I guess, with protection. What he rolls. Gets his 3. I think it's worth just rolling out a Mega Blaster. You can constantly be rolling things out and threatening. Or even Sentinel Messenger. Ripping that second Mega Blaster off the top. I think he's still got it in his deck, and the odds aren't terrible, 20%. I think he probably just puts that right back on top. He's going to need the rerolls. Not pulling anything cool. Definitely think you take that money. Take that money and you run. And not only do you have to deal with double entourage, fully loaded Mega Blaster, possible double focus off of Grievous. Not only all that, Got a fist coming. I've got 4 rerolls to back it all up, and your maximum damage means I don't even have to play. How about this? How about you choose what sides you want? I'll let you resolve them, and we'll just see what happens. The only thing is, Repulse is definitely going to get value here. Going to get value from something. Beaconfire is not going to want to waste any of these rerolls with that Force Jump now online and cooperative. Going to put out this Entourage. It's going to get repulsed alongside probably the Mega Blaster die itself, just to hang on to some false hope that Rey's power action will win the day. Money side, no help. But with a fist waiting in the wings. Maximum concentration. Definitely agree with taking that money. Keeps that fist fully resolvable. The odds of not finding lethal. Eric, to stay alive through this round, Eric needs to pitch Ezra's lightsaber, re-roll. Now find a raise special and go on. Incredible Terror of Luck. That's the way to start your Terror of Luck right there. You really, really think you should have been rolling with it. That'll do it. Game 1 in Eric's favor. Game 2 in Beaconfire's. 1 die will do, but he can resolve 2. Eric gonna get his choice of battlefield in game 3. Got about plenty of time. Especially if characters just die as fast as they did last round. Not the hope that Beaconfire was aiming for here. He's got no bounties in opening hand. I wouldn't even keep Forsaken in a hand. Certainly wouldn't keep Entourage. I would keep, maybe you keep Mega and Forsaken, but man, you want a bounty. I think Eric would take Beaconfire's battlefield to have that safety net shields and the options and opportunities to provide. But he wants to play that Dank Council. Treasure's lightsaber into Dank Council. Oh, Treasure's lightsaber. Council. Okay. Suppose as little as possible. Maybe pick up a buck and play Nip. That is definitely Forsaken signaling right there, but I have too much of a choice. Walk into it. But Feels great to Forsaken there. Interesting choice of first things to play for Beaconfire, but it's driven by the safety net that Senate Chamber provides and the fact that he doesn't want to roll anybody else out right now. He wants to take it. He's got to find something else to do. His next action. I'll go ahead and take care of that real quick. Treasured Lightsaber 100% coming out. Not be surprised if it gets overwritten with Nimmin on a raised dice. Especially since he's going to want to find a couple shields for Kylo. One to move. And that shield sticks to Rey, it'll get adapted. Maybe not into that disrupt. That's a feel-good pacifier. Although I wonder if Eric had not had his Kylo die for taking, or if he tries to use Rey's power action on it, or if he just pacifies it. Not shabby. Shabby at all. Money off of that treasure lightsaber is perfectly resolvable. Although it would behoove Eric focus Rey first, force the either Sentinel rollout for some effect, then a chamber power action to flip Rey back to something or remove that die entirely. He just takes this money, could get discarded, would definitely probably get disrupted out of it. I think by making a focus side rather than re-rolling, losing one cards out of your hand, I think you force the action back the other way. Hey, I'm getting 2 shields. You want to give up one of your dice to stop that? Beaconfire says, absolutely I do. I don't like Grievous's die anyway. Yep. I'm not resolving that. I'm not re-rolling with this entourage. I think you take the money and you count it as 2 damage saved. Once it gets disrupted, then you probably feed power action with Rey and hope not to get something major discarded. Alternative option is take this money, get disrupted. I don't know if, yeah, see, that's what I was worried about there. Possible reroll onto 4-Lom. Natural damage roll out onto Grievous. Go awry. That's why is not just resolve your damage when you have it, people. You just pull the money back. What if he has Forsaken in hand? I don't remember. Yeah, he's got 2 Forsaken in the deck. Just walking into it. Resolve what you got when you got it. Doesn't oh, he did pull the Nimmin, so there goes that opportunity. But second treasure could come down. And he's got mixed damage types if he pulls up a Forsaken or a Hidden Motive with this treasured lightsaber. Could save himself some damage. Gets Yoda's instead. Worth overriding bank count. That card draw is pretty valuable. Beaconfire sticking to his guns. No damage, no shields, but a big board state for Eric. We can maintain that parity, and there's a hunt them down. An interesting include, a little bit of extra damage from hand. Make use of extra bounties. Not my favorite, but you always want to have at least some sort of trick in your deck. People aren't going to see coming, and sometimes it's active cruelty, sometimes it's hunt them down, sometimes it's shoot first. Whatever you got. Always like to include at least 2, if not 3 slots, just for flavor. Things that I like that maybe nobody else does. Alarm doesn't roll damage here. There's going to be a little window of opportunity to get value out of that race special. It does roll damage. Wonder. Yep, he's gonna broadcast it. I don't see any harm in plopping that death mark down. I don't know how the rest of your round goes. That 1 extra damage off of the shoot first might actually be the decider. He's gonna have to plink away at this Luke's protection shield. Sure. Can't let that sit around and get value. Or he might just flip flop that right on over to Ray. Or damage. And revealing that he's got a fist in him. Flexing on him. Rude, Beaconfire. Not much. Not much Eric can do about it. Playing Mimmin on Reylo, but that seems a poor idea. I think you just pull Kylo out and you draw a card, see where things go from there. You pick up a leave a thing. Oh, there is room for Eric to maneuver, but he's got to have a big impact this round, or else the sheer weight of the differential values here are gonna Another side you're never happy to see as Reylo is that discard. So much of what you're doing comes from hand to support your dice rather than the other way around. No damage, but shield. It probably feels good. But the second that Eric gets a shield to stick, actually stick, I believe that would be the second that the Senate Chamber Power action gets on this guy to power. One thing that Eric really does have going for him that a reroll here, probably with Steadfast, how I would do it, would really pay off. Rerolling with Steadfast, getting at least one of those treasure lightsabers resolvable, and then overriding with Nimin based on the rest of everything. This could pay off big. Those are some resolvable dice right there. I'll let you resolve that treasure. That's 2 damage. I'm not scared. Eric can cut the value of these 4-line dice in half. Shield resolve, shield resolve. Kylo goes to 6. Pretty strong chance of living through the round. Especially with hidden motive in it. Ooh, not with that double focus. Yeah, I'm really not on board with this tech card. Hunt them down. Stands this round. No better than just focusing 3 for 1. Yep, I agree with Eric's plan here. Double focus. But now it's time for you to Senate power action. I'm gonna remove your Grievous die. To blank my Ray die. Focus to put it right back. Now if you don't have anything from hand, Kyle is at least gonna get something. Beaconfire has to be careful not to get trapped here. He actually can't resolve both of these Orlom dice. Or else shield, resolve, shield, and then focus happens. Could just be following them one at a time or playing this fickle and making that come up with an extra 2 damage. Oh, I said earlier, just resolve your damage. Now it's not when you want to. If you want to resolve damage, just resolve the melee. Got there. Good player. So dropping that Fickle down right there was actually, I think, a mistake. Still things he can do. He could resolve that too. See what happens with the reroll, but not knowing that Eric has motive in hand, Eric could move to power action Kylo. Focus could have resolved in a dead Kylo this right now. Definitely living. You can count up the max damage. Gonna go find a little bit of damage of his own. Fortunately, I think it's far too little, far too late at this point. Not even a good target here. Don't want to switch to Grievous. Don't want to just do nothing but knock shields off. Battlefield control. I was pretty much gonna die. Basically, basically a dead man walking here. Going down with upgrades. Maybe one. Guess he could find a raised lightsaber. Right with that, but odds decreasing with Luke's protection. I don't like that card. Sitting there really clogging. And I think Eric just claims off of. I don't need that dollar that much. I'm Reylo. I'm starting around with 4 resources. Something went wrong previously. I'm gonna forego it. Forego the battlefield control. He's gonna pick up a dollar. I don't know what he's gonna spend it on. Outright pay for a raise. Also have those. Beaconfire. Okay. Yeah, alright, alright. I don't know if it actually solves your problems. Because your problems come when in many different sides of it. And a shoot first might actually get used for effect, which would be kind of cool to see. Got to put his own Fickle out. Oh, I think that's the wrong move. Or Eric rolls his own Fickle out. Fix that real quick. Turns on Eric's forsaken. But getting value out of Kylo's dice, I agree. Takes precedent. Earlier, you can try to force a Senate Chamber power action better. Kylo taking the day off. No reason not to buy it at that point. So, I think then he can. Does he buy the unused Fickle now? I think I would. I'm not playing the Entourage. You're trying to get Kylo dead. Got Wanted and Deathmark that are going to be on him by the time he dies. I think it's entirely worth buying that one Fickle. He doesn't get greedy. He gets greedy and he Senate Chambers his own die. Could go wrong. This is the weirdest Fickle War I've seen in a minute. Base special here or a Niven special. Definitely what Eric's hoping for. Niven special will be 3 damage and 2 shields plus a Ray reroll. And whiffs on everything. You can get a lot of value out of these dice, but they have to play along just a little. I don't think you'd blow up your own fickle. Probably not, anyway. Probably try to buy it back. Okay. I mean, I see why. Like, you have no guarantee that you're going to have that kind of. Giving Halo extra dice to play with. Bad. So does blowing up your own. It did 2 damage. It's fine. It was worth the $1. But bad feeling. Definitely smart taking it off of the Forlom shield. Buying extra value out of this Kylo. Now Treasured wants to. I'll just always do 2. Threaten. Eric moves to shield. That'll deny all. Oh, I think now you just dropped a 1. You're not giving anything up there. Forlom deck with bounties. To be expected. Again. Eric move to focus Kylo's die. Do the special. Nothing threatening as of yet. Or the Nimin. I think he should focus the special. That would let him get value out of Rey. Yeah, that would do a lot. Ooh, weird. I'm gonna have to ask about that decision. In my opinion, like Nimin's clearly the better value. Based on opponent action, get to choose a lot. I definitely think you should throw away the entourage. You're gonna draw into a fist, a delve, a mechablaster. Like there's a lot of things you're gonna be drawing in. Better than entourage to get Kylo dead. Shoot first. That was 1 damage, 1 money for 2 damage. It'd actually be kind of difficult. Focus into double focus. Gonna have to drop 1 at first to get good money out of it. Need that Grievous die regardless. Will not give up the game. So I guess this is a mitigation check. But as before, if Eric moves to threaten a blanking on them somehow, their roll, I guess it would have to be a roll. Or taking a money. No, taking a money. Take some money. Doesn't get shot and killed. Dead fat. Yep. Gave up the ghost. Eric playing to every single out that he has. And now, probably going to see this modular frame get discarded on the 6 on Davis. Whereas having discarded either Entourage or modular frame, being that far ahead on damage, could have power action the Grievous die with Feed and then got 2 extra. As it stands, it looks like Kylo's going to live. See what they're saying. Oh, why Beaconfire passing? Shield is unresolvable. That shield has to be turned into a feed money. I think the entire game plan really did hinge around Kylo being dead by now. Kylo living. And I think Luke's protection gets discarded here. Roll everything but the Nimin. Find a path forward. Eric wants to overwrite with dagger, but got a rare window. Got 5 dice. I guess the power action on Senate Chamber is also legitimate to keep the Grievous die, but not actually solving anything, and you're still leaving yourself needing a next round. Play the Entourage you already have it. I think the only way to beat it was going to be to get super aggressive super fast. Rey re-rolls into damage. I feel terrible. I'm not exactly convinced that that's better for him. Bank Council certainly going to get over dagger, and it might be worth baiting out for the battlefield. Take the 2 money, then overwrite with dagger, and bait the battlefield in. Well, Kylo first. Yes, that much money. Eric is guaranteed to continue to hold on to this speckle. And that treasured lightsaber has done more damage than any other thing on Eric's. The dead or alive. Could desperate measure his own fickle for a second time. Kylo, definitely rolling out here. Get some value, gonna get some polarity going. I don't think it's worthwhile to try to get value out of it. Too much. There's too much that can go wrong. You know what? If that's what it is, that's what it is. 2 discards. Probably doesn't feel like the worst, but it also doesn't feel like you're really play the dead or alive on Ray. I don't see why he wouldn't. Will we see at odds pitch reroll? Eric's gonna want to. Nope, nope. He's played the force jump. Maximum value reroll. Have to respond a little bit. Gonna have to blank out. They die. Focused to focused. Double guns. Beaconfire going to remember. That dead or alive. But wow, that's a complicated board state. So Kylo could deal 2 unblockable damage, pick up another 2 shields, reroll the Ray die, flip the treasured and a Kylo die over to special. 2 more damage, reroll a Kylo die, 2 more damage off of man. There's a lot going on here. There's an awful lot going on here, and none of it's good for Beaconfire. Kylo is actually going to get a pretty decent amount of work done before he goes down. That's 6 damage that could get applied, plus another 2 shields for Kylo. That puts Forlom at 10 health, and a polarity power action would kill him. I think Eric should just go for it. I mean, I have the benefit of perfect knowledge, of course, but got a golden opportunity here. All the rest of this damage is coming from. That'll really cut down on Ruffed. See if Eric sees the way forward, like he does. And another damage to boot. Polarity power action. Beaconfire gets froggy and says, "You know what? I gotta do my double focus now. I gotta run through this focus right now, right now." I mean, he's actually no, he's got lethal on board too, so he's knows Forlom. The writing's on the wall for the guy. I'm not sure what I would do in Beacon's position, but probably not that. I probably just take my Forlom money and try to get there with Entourage. Or at least reroll and threaten something. Another maximum value reroll. Not gonna feel good. That also does not get the job done. At what point does Eric just say, you know what, I'm gonna kill this guy? But he's in the driver's seat with that polarity in hand. Give Ray a shield. Mr. Forlom. Shield over. Warlom. Kylo's sitting pretty with 3 health, and it takes an act of God to get through that plus every, especially with this kind of I guess that's better, but it doesn't feel good. I think Eric can even pitch at odds. Go on from there. Although he might need it for the 1 in 36. He might want it for that. But he's not going to need the power action off of Kylo. Kylo's living yet through another round. Staying on that one side. But he's definitely baiting focus. Just to get a total wipe. Beaconfire not falling for it. Still has his chamber power action as well. Wonder if that convinces him. I think it does. Yep. Gonna pull the trigger. Redirect damage maximum. And he's gonna get a hidden motive roll on that side. And you've got him bled dry of resources. You've got him bled dry of absolutely everything. I think you'd say melee. You roll, pitch your last card and re. I'll pitch my last card and re-roll. We'll see who comes up with more. Oh, and by the way, I still have raised power action. So I'm getting at least 2 damage, if not 3 or 4. And I've been just so enthralled with this game. I have completely missed that it's actually at time. And this entourage in hand, and the Bane, Beaconfire is existing. I think it's worth throwing away that hidden mode. Great. Focus over to shield. Give Kylo 2 more health. He's just staying alive. I'd throw it away. I'm the bum rush. All right, Eric, you've proven your point. I'm just gonna interpret that as him solving force jump first. Wowzers. Beaconfire does have enough to play this entourage, but Ain't getting anywhere. Gonna need to delve a fist. Make it count. No delve. That's the fist. I pick up one more dollar from raise activation. I pick up $1 from feed, possibly. Looking for that delve off the top. Finds $1 on that though. Gets the delve. Feels like $1,000,000. But that indirect is not going to cut it. So out rolls Kylo. Wow. Eric, you're ballsy. I think it's okay. I think it's okay to go the safe route. Just roll Kylo. There's no, I'm angry. Get my 3D. I think it's worth a reroll on that fist die from here. And that shield is worse than useless. 6 health left. One fist die gonna get thrown away from at odds, almost certainly. Take a lot. It would take a lot for things to happen. He absolutely needs to re-roll that fist right now. That counterintelligence is not going to help you, but you should probably take the at odds. Just moving it. There we go. Matches that at odds. Good amount of sense. But here comes some damages. There's 2. Probably see a Ray power action. Or the kill. At least the threaten kill. Your Beaconfire will recognize a threat and either not even a Ray power action. I don't want you getting focused today. You can stay alive just by playing modular frame. Doesn't need Senate Chamber. That'll leave Eric with just damage dice to find one. This isn't lethal right here. I foresee Beaconfire just nope, that's lethal. Here comes the Senate Chamber power action. And Fickle Mercenary get rolled out. Doesn't have to buy the mercenary yet. That shield's kind of resolvable now. Not much more difficult. Has to take the Got a backup raised lightsaber just to boost Kylo's health just a little bit more. He finds lethal. There's out of things to do. Calls it. The game. Wants to see what he would have gotten if he escapes. If he would have escaped, could have gotten some decent. But yeah, definitely kill. Or you are gonna get greedy. Don't show how you're getting. But yeah, this was an incredibly fun match to cast. It was an incredibly fun match to watch. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did, and I am glad to be kind of back in the saddle. Although I'm about to go to war. Well, I'm going to a regional this week, World. So it's going to be a bit of time before I can afford more games. This is good. This was a great match to come back to. So thank you both to Beaconfire and Eric Wainwright. Looks like Wainwright's moving on into the top four, giving the Blue Hero all the hope that they deserve to have. I will call it a hero deck. Doesn't have very much village. Hero deck in my eyes. And Eric is a hero in my eyes.